You know that feeling when you step into a truly world-class hotel lobby? The flawless service, the way they seem to anticipate your needs before you even open your mouth? Well, that doesn't just happen by accident. It is meticulously engineered. Welcome to this explainer, where we're going to unpack the exact architecture behind that seamless guest experience. Today, we're diving deep into strategic human resource management in modern hospitality. Let's get right into it.
Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We look forward to supporting your professional growth in the hospitality industry. Okay, to make sure our time together is super productive, here's a quick look at our roadmap. We're kicking off with the cost of misalignment, then moving into aligning HR with business goals, delivering the brand promise, measuring success, and finally, driving modern hospitality. All right, let's jump in. Section 1. Welcome to the journey, and a crucial look at the cost of misalignment. Because before we can build these exceptional strategies, we really have to understand the very real risks of getting it wrong. Europe Hotel School London puts out this massive foundational warning for all future leaders. Misalignment between your HR practices and your business strategy actively weakens organizational performance. Think about it. If the way you hire, train, and manage your team is operating in a total silo, disconnected from your commercial targets, the whole hotel is going to suffer. It's like a structural flaw in a building. It hits the bottom line and the guest experience at the exact same time. You simply cannot reach peak performance if the business is pulling in one direction and your people management is pulling in another. So, how do we actually fix this? That brings us to Section 2, aligning HR and business and translating those lofty goals into concrete action. What exactly is strategic human resource management? Well, at its core, it's the alignment between HR strategy and business objectives. But here in hospitality, it has a very specific dual function. It has to reinforce both commercial goals and the brand identity. Our brand promise is what shapes guest expectations, right? So HR isn't just about filling open shifts. It's the critical engine ensuring your staff can actually deliver on whatever the marketing team just promised the guest. It's really an active translation process, bridging two very different worlds. On one side, we have our broad business objectives. The things discussed in the boardroom like market growth, profitability, brand differentiation, and sustainability. And on the other side, strategic HR translates those exact objectives into actionable HR strategies. So a goal of market growth, that turns into detailed workforce plans. A goal of market differentiation dictates your specific competency models. Long-term profitability, that drives targeted leadership development. Literally every single business objective must have a corresponding actionable HR strategy backing it up, which perfectly sets up Section 3, delivering the brand promise, and how we actually get staff to embody the brand. Let's ground this in a real-world scenario. Imagine you're managing a luxury front desk. Your absolute competitive edge is highly personalized service. Now, you cannot achieve that by just telling your staff to be nice. No way. Delivering that specific brand promise requires highly targeted HR strategies focused squarely on emotional intelligence and empowerment. You have to hire for EQ, and you have to empower your team to make those spontaneous, in-the-moment decisions that just completely delight the guest. The HR strategy is quite literally the engine of that luxury experience. Now, ensuring employees truly understand and embody those values is a continuous three-step process. Step 1 is recruitment, bringing in folks who just naturally align with the brand's vibe. Step 2 is training, where we equip them with the very specific skills the brand demands. And Step 3 is internal communication, just constantly reinforcing that brand identity. By weaving brand messaging into every single stage of the employee life cycle, we guarantee that the staff who truly get the brand are the ones delivering those premium, consistent experiences guests expect. But of course, strategy without measurement is just a theory. So let's look at Section 4, measuring HR success through a data-driven approach. In any modern revenue office, data is absolutely king, and that exact same principle has to apply to HR. While metrics like turnover, engagement, and training effectiveness are pretty standard, the massive takeaway here is that these must be directly linked to business outcomes. High turnover isn't just an HR headache, it's a huge financial cost that drains profitability. Low training effectiveness, that directly torpedoes your guest satisfaction scores. When HR uses this data-driven approach to prove exactly how their practices impact the commercial goals, it completely transforms their credibility. They're no longer just an administrative department. They are proven, undeniable strategic partners. And that evolution is exactly what we're aiming for.
This brings us to our final section, Section 5, Driving Modern Hospitality Through Leadership and Action.
Here's the million-dollar question I want you to think about. How does HR become a driver of strategy rather than just a support function? This is the central challenge in modern hospitality management today. It requires a total shift in perspective, pulling HR out of the back office and wiring it directly into the core strategic planning of the hotel. But here is the catch. HR literally cannot make this shift on its own. Leadership commitment is absolutely essential. You could design the best strategic HRM plan on the planet, but if the general manager and the executive team aren't backing it up, it's going to fail. For true alignment, senior leaders must not only actively support HR initiatives, but also personally model the exact behaviors they expect from their teams. The transformation of a hotel's culture always starts right at the top. Which brings us to our final takeaway. When that alignment is fully achieved and leadership is all in, HR acts as a strategic advisor, ensuring people implications are considered in business decisions. That right there is the absolute pinnacle of modern hospitality operations. As you continue your learning journey with Europe Hotel School, keep this principle front and center. Every single commercial decision has a human implication. So the question I'll leave you with today is this. As a future leader in this incredibly dynamic industry, are you simply going to manage your staff, or will you leverage strategic HR as the ultimate driver to define the modern guest experience? Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and I look forward to seeing your continued success in the world of hospitality.